Monday, January 13th. In Berghof, Hitler's residence in Obersalzberg in the Bavarian Alps near Berchtesgaden, the Nazi leader welcomes the King of Bulgaria, Boris III, to discuss the incorporation of the country in the Tripartite Pact. The Führer wants the Bulgarian monarch's cooperation in order to carry out Operation Marita, the invasion of Greece through the Balkan countries, with the aim of strengthening the southern flank. Boris III, known as the Peacemaker King, after arguing that his army lacked resources and technology, has no other option but to give in to Hitler's demands, though later he will become a troublesome ally for the Third Reich. In Moscow, Stalin meets the Army High Command to study the plans for the restructuring of the Red Army proposed by Marshal Boris Shaposhnikov, former chief of the General Staff. All the information they are receiving suggests that war is imminent, and the biggest worry for the Soviet leader is the possibility of having to fight a war on two fronts, with Japan attacking from the east and Germany from the west. From Paris, Soviet spy Leopold Trepper confirms that the Germans are deploying their troops along the Soviet-German border. The French Vichy government passes the budget for the first part of the year. From the total budget of 40 million francs, 12,000 will go to the Third Reich as war reparations. In the Far East, heavy fighting takes place between forces from Thailand and Indochina. Tuesday, January 14th. In Mexico, the government announces that any attack on a member of the Pan-American Alliance will be considered an attack on the country. At the same time, measures are taken against Nazi sympathizers throughout the entire country. From London, Roosevelt's special envoy, Harry Hopkins, informs the American president that Britain is in desperate need of aid, while highlighting the courage of the beleaguered British people. Prime Minister Winston Churchill praises the Lend-Lease Act, while the first shipment of American planes arrives in Britain. In the Battle of Britain, German planes bomb Plymouth and continue dropping mines near British ports. For their part, the British target the U-boat bases of Lorient and the port of Dunkirk in France. In the central Mediterranean, the Luftwaffe and the Regia Aeronautica engage in air fights with the RAF, whose planes try to bomb the airfield of Catania on the eastern coast of Sicily. In North Africa, there are heavy artillery engagements between the British and Italian armies around Tobruk. Wednesday, January 15th. In the Battle of Britain, most of the German planes undertake reconnaissance missions, though some squadrons attack central England. For its part, the RAF targets industrial areas in northern Germany. In the Mediterranean, German planes based in Sicily carry out several attacks against the British aircraft carrier Illustrious, which is being repaired in the port of Valletta in Malta. In the United States, the Secretary of the Treasury in the Roosevelt administration, Henry Morgenthau Jr., declares in Washington that the British government does not have sufficient funds to pay for the military supplies. At the same time, U.S. Secretary of State Cordell Hull, speaking at a press conference, rejects Japan's idea of a new order in the Far East, which he considers a provocation. In Ankara, Turkey, British, Turkish, and Greek military commanders meet to discuss the situation. The German ambassador to the country, Franz von Papen, requests an interview with the Turkish Foreign Minister Sueko Saracoglu to sound out the possibilities of a change in his government's position regarding the war. Thursday, January 16th. The governments of Chile and Bolivia sign a non-aggression pact. On the Mediterranean front, squadrons of Stukas based in Sicily carry out attacks against the port of Valletta in Malta, causing heavy damage. 10 German planes are shot down in air battles and by anti-aircraft fire. British submarines sink 4 Italian ships heading to North Africa, loaded with supplies. In Egypt, a conspiracy is uncovered in which British and Egyptian officials were planning to get rid of King Farouk. In Libya, heavy artillery duels continue between the British and the Italians in and around the cities of Tobruk and Derna. In the Battle of Britain, London is once again hit by German bombs. The station and port of Dover, in the southeast of the country, a key Luftwaffe target, are badly damaged by enemy attacks. The British retaliate with massive air raids against the naval base of Wilhelmshaven in Germany and against ports and airfields in the north of the Netherlands. Churchill's government declares that all children under the age of 14 are to evacuate London. The Japanese press warns that the attitude of Roosevelt's government will turn the European conflict into a world war. Friday, January 17th. In Moscow, Foreign Minister Vyacheslav Molotov, in the light of the rumors of a German invasion of Bulgaria, declares that the government of the Soviet Union considers the country to be a buffer zone. Churchill visits the banks of the River Clyde in Glasgow, one of the major industrial and commercial centers of Britain. Later that day, during a dinner held in honor of President Roosevelt's special envoy Harry Hopkins, the British Prime Minister warns that the road to victory will be long and hard. Hopkins, knowing Churchill's preoccupation with the United States' position on the war, tries to reassure him with a quote from the Book of Ruth. "For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God." In Washington, President Roosevelt makes it clear during a press conference that he does not agree with placing limits on his project of helping the democracies. "The world changes from day to day, and America must be prepared," he says. However, the Secretary of the Navy, Frank Knox, warns that the countries forming part of the Tripartite Pact can count on a naval force superior to that of the United States. And Secretary of War Henry Stimson, who is working to build up a 10 million strong army, declares that he fears an airborne invasion of North America if the Axis powers win in Europe. Saturday, January 18th. On the Mediterranean front, Axis planes continue to bomb Malta. The airfield at Lucca is badly damaged, and several British fighter planes are destroyed. The Luftwaffe bombs the northern section of the Suez Canal, which links the Mediterranean with the Red Sea in Egypt. In the Greek-Italian War, the Greek armies continue to occupy enemy positions in Albania and capture 1,000 prisoners of the 70th Regiment of the 7th Infantry Division, the Wolves of Tuscany. In Britain, Churchill ends his visit to Glasgow and tells the press that Britain's cities will still have to endure months of heavy bombings. In the United States, the former American ambassador to Britain, Joseph Kennedy, gives a speech in which he states his view Americans should not intervene in the war and opposes the idea of granting special powers to President Roosevelt. However, he considers the government's policies acceptable as long as they do not jeopardize the security of the nation. The Japanese press makes public the information that the governments in London and Washington are planning to reach a defense agreement with Chiang Kai-shek, based in Chongqing in China, to bolster his determination to resist the invader. Naval and land battles occur between Thai and Indo-Chinese forces. The French colony of Tahiti in the southern Pacific is occupied by a British detachment.